Babe! I'm done. I'm done filming. Yeah, he's like, fuck that. Okay, bye guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Louie's Live. So for this week's video, I'm gonna show you guys how I edit my pictures or how I Facetune or Photoshop, whatever the fuck you wanna call it. Because a lot of people see me in person, they're like, you look like ass. So I'm gonna show you guys how I turn a basic ass picture to like a really good looking picture. So let me just shut the fuck up and let's get started. Okay, so to start off, I use PixArt. So obviously you're gonna pick a picture, click edit. So this is the picture I'm gonna be showing you guys how to edit. So one thing I like to do to my pictures is make my face look smoother. So I go to effects and I go to corrections all the way in the bottom. And right here where it says face fix, this literally just makes your face smoother, and you need to know how to use it because some people just do it way too much and then it just looks really fake, and you want to make it look as natural as possible even though it's not. So I click on the little brush and then I pick the size, nothing too big. The opacity, I leave it all the way up, and then this is just kind of like a fade. So I always bring it down to like 77, like around the 70s. And then I just go around my whole face. I told you guys, I'm catfish. I look like ass in person. So I go over all of my face, not like my lips or anything because that's where it looks really obvious and just fake. I also don't like going over like birthmarks, like my little mole right here under my nose. I won't go over that because then you'll be able to see. Like I try to make it look as natural as possible because I don't want people to know I'm a catfish. I want people to see my pictures and be like, oh, all right, he's a baddie. But then, I'm screwed once they see me in person. They're gonna be like, ew, what the fuck happened to you? Also, by the eyebrows, you need to be careful because look at, you see how it makes that look? Like, you don't want that because then people are gonna know you're hella fake. So that's that. So then I go back to max blur, and you see this is like 0, which means this is the natural picture. But if you go all the way to 100, that's what it looks like. And that's what I mean by be careful when you do this because don't fucking post your picture looking like this because obviously people are gonna be like, ew. So you just want to play around with it and see what looks natural, but what makes your face look smooth. You want to like zoom out that way you can see it. I think 17 looks nice. So I kept it at 17, just makes my face look smoother. Then you just click apply. Then after that, I go back to effects and I go back to corrections, but this time I go to Blemish Fix. This tool is mostly used like when you have pimples, like red pimples, and like you can see it through your makeup or you just don't want it there. You just use this tool and it'll get rid of it. But for me, I don't know if you guys can see, I have like a little like right here, like I don't know what it is, like a black spot. Like if I zoom away, you can see it. I just like going over that, and there you go. And then also on this side, I have my little scar that I don't like, so I just go over that. So I just like fixing little dots like that. That way my face looks smooth as thick. And there you go. So after that, I just click apply once again. Like literally all your tools are in the effects section, mostly all in corrections because that's what makes your face look cuter. So then I go to eye color, and I do like to enhance the color of my eyes. You can tell it's like right there, but I want it to look a little more like Bam, like a little cuter. So I do fix that, but as you guys can tell, I don't do anything too crazy. Sometimes I don't even use this. It's only sometimes when I want it there, but I mean, this is not really necessary. I mean, my eyes are already like a certain color. But for some of you who like want to play around with this and maybe change like your eye color, then go ahead. You'll look good as fuck. But just make sure you don't do anything too crazy. So once I set those little circles on my eyes, I click on it and it lets me play around with the colors down here, like these two options. So obviously I don't want nothing too fake. Um, so let's leave it like around that greenish. Nah, I actually wanted more blue. So I moved it to like the blue, and then in the bottom one, this is what makes it look a little more natural. So that's what it is with 100%, and then I just like lowering it down to make it look natural. This is my natural eye, and then I just like putting it like 13, 14 is fine. So that's what I do with my eyes, and I just click apply as well. This step that I'm about to show you, I don't do this to all my pictures, but I do use it sometimes when there's something in the background that I don't want to be there. And I don't know if you guys can see, but right here, this hair coming down my ear, that's my sister hiding behind me. This is my sister's hair behind me. So I really like this picture, and I got mad because she came out in the back of it, and I was like, dude, now it looks like I have long hair, and I'm over here like, hey, bitches. So I wanted to get rid of that, and luckily, Pixar has my back, bitch. So in order to get rid of my sister's hair, I'm going to Tools. Right here in Tools, they have this thing called Clone. You click on it, and you zoom into the part that you want to fix. And then I click on the little brush just to adjust the size and stuff like that. What you want to do is you just want to click the background, like the background you want. For example, I want my sister's closet, like the color of that, so I just click on it and I go over her hair, and you just keep doing the same thing, copying and pasting it until it's all gone. You can make your brush size bigger, that way it can finish faster, but not too big because that's when it starts looking really fake, and that's not what you want. So I know you guys think it looks hella sketch right now, but I'll fix it, don't worry. You're just gonna go over all these areas that you don't want. Okay, so as you guys can tell on my skin, it looks really funny. So I'm gonna go with the eraser and just kind of clean up the sides a bit and just, shit. I'm just gonna go back with the eraser and clean up the sides. That way it looks natural. So that's that. I mean, when you zoom out, you can't really see it. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side of my face. But then I'm gonna go back to the other side of my face and just do the exact same thing, clean it up, finish it. You're just gonna wanna click on a plain pattern, because if you do it like in a spot like here with lines and you paste it, obviously there's gonna be a line right there, so you don't want that. And then just clean it off your face. But there you go, that's how I get rid of things that I don't want in the background. Like I said, I don't think you can tell, but I feel like now you guys can tell that it's there because I showed you guys that I did it. But I've done it a lot of times on many of my pictures and no one has ever called me out on it. And even before I post it, I ask people like, hey, does this picture look funky, like from anywhere? Like, does it look Photoshop? And everyone's like, no, it's fine. But then I feel like once I show them what I did, they're like, oh, I see it. So then I just click apply. So here's what it looked like with my sister's hair in the back, and this is what it looks like without it. Then after that, as you guys can tell, I am wearing highlight in this picture, but I want it to be extra poppin'. So in order to do that, I go back to effects. Right here in the first setting, FX, I'm gonna scroll through the filters, and I usually always use vibrant. No, I am not gonna leave it like this, but as you guys can tell, the highlight looks poppin' right there. So what I do is I go to the eraser tool in the top, and I just put the size all the way up, the hardness. I just make sure everything's 100%, and I just erase everything. Make sure the filter is not on there at all, because obviously you don't want that filter on your whole picture. So I'm gonna zoom in to where my highlight is at. I'm gonna go with the little brush, and I'm gonna change the size to something smaller. I'm gonna leave the opacity 100%, and the hardness, you just kind of want it to fade out. So you're gonna wanna go over where your highlight is. Don't worry, we're not gonna leave it like this. You only wanna leave it where the sun is hitting it. So like all around here, you don't want that because your highlight isn't on there, and it's just gonna look really dumb if you leave it on there. So you're pretty much just gonna wanna color in the part with the highlight. So same with the nose, I have a little bit of highlight in the nose. So we're gonna leave that like that. So after it looks like that, you're just gonna wanna click the check tool on top, and you're gonna go back to the effect, just click on the effect, and I go all the way to lighten. As you can tell, my highlight is fucking bright as fuck in there, but we don't want it like that, so you fade it out to whatever you wanna leave it at. I think like 50 looks fine, but like around the 50s, 50, 55, maybe 60, but that's when I feel like it looks the most poppin' and natural. So then after that, I just click apply on the top right, and I'm done with this app. Like, I'm done using it. As you guys can tell, I don't Photoshop my pictures up the ass. I just like to enhance my looks. I colored in my eyes a little bit. I made my face look smoother, made my highlight look poppin'. That's pretty much it. Oh, and I Photoshopped my sister out of the picture. So then after that, on the top right, you're just gonna wanna click the little arrow and click private. That means it's just gonna save it privately to your camera roll. So after that, I like to go to VSCO Cam or VSCSO Elemental PQRS Cam. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Everyone calls it something different. but I like to use that app. It's my favorite app for filters. Like, you cannot go wrong. Oh, and those are some pictures with me and my babe. Oh, look, he's right there in the back. Babe! He's watching 13 Reasons Why. Once I add the picture in here, I just start messing around with the filters. I like to go with like a bluish tone to my feed. I don't always use it, but I really like using it. I want to keep this picture in like the blue feels just because of the lights in the background, my denim jacket, the white hat, white shirt. Like, I feel like that filter would look the best. So I'm going to go down to HB1. I'm going to click the filter again, and I'm just going to not leave it all extra, but like, you know. So I'm going to tone it down to 8.7. Then after that, I'm going to go to the settings and play around with like the contrast and stuff like that. I don't want it to look like that. So I always just tone down the contrast a little bit. Then the exposure, let's see. I think negative -0.2 looks fine. Then the sharpness. Then I like to use sharpen because sometimes my pictures look kind of blurry. So with sharpen, it just makes it look more sharp pretty much. And then I'm going to go to highlights. Like, all of these tools that I'm using, they're not nothing too big that you're going to see a big old difference in my pictures. Like, I feel like when I'm showing you guys are like, it looks the same. But I mean, I see the difference in it. I feel like the one that makes the really big difference is temperature. This is what makes it super cool or super like yellow. I like to put the temperature down to like 1.1. That looks fine to me. Then I'm going to go in with tint and just fix that a little bit. And then my skin tone, just make it a little more neutral. And there you go. That's all I do to my picture. After that, I just save it to my camera roll. This is a before and after of both the pictures. This is the before and this is the after. But like I said, I like to keep my pictures looking natural and nothing too extra.